welcome back to another gadget report. Let's talk gadgets. And today we are going to talk about something that if you have traveled to Portugal, more particularly to Madeira Island, you certainly have witnessed, and some may wonder why do they do this. Yes, I'm talking about the clapping when the aircraft lands at Madeira Airport. Why do the Portuguese do that? In fact, these days, not only the Portuguese do it, but it became a tradition and everyone does it. So come with me, let's talk gadgets. So, if you have been to Madeira, chances are you have witnessed this. When the plane lands into Madeira, usually passengers inside the cabin start clapping. This has been a tradition there, um, and many may wonder why. Why does this happen? Well, in the olden days, a Madeira Island airport was considered one of the most dangerous. In fact, it still is. That is due to the size of the runway that was really very, very small, and still today, only very specialized pilots can land in that airport because it's needed another set of skills to land at the airport. I'm not gonna go and delve into that since I'm not a pilot, and definitely I am not the best person to be talking about this. But as far as I know, they need to have some extra hours of flying, and also they must have specialized training to land in that airport because I believe there's needed some special maneuvering like reversing the engines really fast and manage to get the aircraft stopped in such a short runway. But of course, I am not, by no means, I'm not a pilot, and I'm not going to delve into that because I do not want to provide you with false information. So, what I know is that the pilots need this extra training to be able to land there because of the size of the runway. The runway has been extended. It's not as dangerous today, but still, there's still definitely the stigma attached to that airport. Definitely, it's still one of the most dangerous. And because of that, in the olden days, um, people considered that it was a major feat if the pilot really landed them safely. So it was a way of thanking the pilots for landing and bringing them safely to the ground. So they started clapping. This carried on throughout the years, and of course, these days, the as I said, the runway has been increased. It's not as dangerous. Many more airlines land in Madeira Island. Back in the day, I believe it was just TAP and SATA. I think it was. And there was another airline, another Portuguese airline called Portugalia that I believe you also used to fly Madeira. But now, these days, you have plenty. You have EasyJet, you have even British Airways. I had the pleasure of seeing a few British Airways aircraft when I was in Madeira, and I truly enjoyed it. you know, I always love to see a British Airways. And this continues till today. I was flying EasyJet, so not TAP, because this tradition started with TAP. I was not flying TAP, and once I landed in Madeira, yep, you name it, people started clapping because it just became a tradition. And watching other YouTubers, aviation related YouTubers here on YouTube, of course, I have actually came across that in other countries they do the same. I was watching a video the other day, and in another country that I unfortunately don't remember now which country was it, But in another country, when the pilot landed the aircraft, people started clapping as well, and I even cracked the joke, "Oh wow, but they're not in Madeira." So yes, so this is the reason. It was merely a gratitude kind of gesture to show the pilot that they were really grateful for landing safely, um, and have that thing is I mean, it's funny. It's really funny to witness because um, they're doing their job, obviously, and in any airport, not just in Madeira, in any airport, pilots are highly skilled to bring that aircraft to the ground and really stop the aircraft safely and everything. And if they are landing in Madeira, obviously they are adequately qualified to do so. So it's quite funny, but again, it shows us, and in my view, it just shows us that human side of things, and it's great that we still haven't lost that. Fortunately, we have lost a lot of good things in the world, and people are becoming more and more and more selfish, more and more self-centered, and less, um, you know, empathetic with others, and things like this usually don't happen much, and it's good to see that actually in aviation um, this tradition still carries on, and I witnessed when we actually landed, um, people were clapping, and a lot of those passengers were tourists, because obviously these they tourists, and some of them might be returning tourists, because Madeira is, a very, very popular touristic destination. And some of them obviously must know about this and must have experienced it every single time they fly to Madeira. And these days, it's not just the Portuguese that do it, because let's face it, now they do it because this is just a tradition. That's it. It's not, it doesn't have that real, it doesn't have that meaning anymore, because obviously the runway is safer, and these days it just doesn't make that much sense anymore. It's just that tradition, it's just that way of saying thank you. And yeah, why not? Why can't we just say thank you for what it is, for landing us safely? um so yes, I decided to do a video, because I also seen a few videos online that people making fun of it and asking why would they do this, and really sometimes people can be really negative about things, and this is not in any way um, showing that the Portuguese are backwards in any shape or form. In fact, that airport was really advanced, because in such a short runway, and they were still landing there, and it still happened, and there haven't been many crashes in Madeira. So it's not a sign of being backward. It's just something that sometimes we should have more, which is gratitude. And it became a tradition, and today people just embraced it, and they do it every single time they land in Madeira. They clap, saying thank you for the great landing to the pilots. Um, I think it's um, it's funny, and it's a great gesture to thank the pilots. Of course, I'm not going to say that it could happen in every flight, because obviously it, probably people wouldn't do it. But why not? Why not? Why can't we? Why do we think? Why should we always think that a good gesture such as this is something silly or something backwards or something that should be mocked about or laughed about. It's actually something that it started with something that for them is really a sense of relief that they were on the ground and they were thanking the pilot for doing so safely. And today, obviously, it's not much that safety issue anymore, but it's that gratitude for landing safely. And indeed, thanking the pilot for their amazing job. So, this is why people clap at in the at the arrival at Madeira Airport. So, what do you think? Is there any airport in your country where something like this happens? Just put on the comment below. I would love to know. I would love to remember which country was this that I saw a similar thing. But if you are in that country, or if in your country someone does this, please put on the comments below. It would be nice to know of other locations that passengers also do this. And also, if you know the reason, is it a similar reason? Is it because the airport might have been slightly more dangerous in the past and it was like a gratitude thing for, and a relief thing, such as it happened in Madeira? Or it's just because, well, people started doing it and there's no really particular reason. So put me in the comments below. Let's start the conversation. And this was my Madeira report. And that's all for today. I hope you like this gadget report. If you didn't know about this fact about Madeira Airport, I hope you actually shine a light on what is happening there. If you haven't been in Madeira Island, well, really, I strongly recommend you just go and have a look because it's a beautiful, beautiful place to visit. Lots of things to do, lots of places to visit. It's just beautiful. Honestly, it's one of those regions of Portugal that I truly, truly, truly adore. It's really good. The people are really friendly. Food is, oh well, I'm not even going there. Is really good. And the places that you can see in Madeira, everything, it's really enjoyable. And again, you have the chance of experiencing this clapping when you land at Madeira Airport. It's really, really cool. Yeah, I decided to do a video not only for the other videos that I have been watching and the comments that sometimes and the that people may have made that are not that very nice. And seriously, I think quite frankly, it's a time to see things with a more positive eye and not always with a depreciative or in a bad or negative way. This is not a negative thing at all. This was started with a very positive input, and it still is, and people still does it, and now the tourists actually have embraced it, which I think it's really cool. So yeah, if you are planning your next holiday, please consider Madeira Island is a beautiful place, and then you get to experience this. Many airlines fly there. Um, I don't know about all of the airlines that fly Madeira, but I have experienced it with TAP. I have experienced it with EasyJet, which is not a Portuguese airline, as you know. So I believe it must happen in any of them. So if you have any subject that you would like me to discuss in these gadget reports, please put a comment below and I will be very, very happy to accommodate it. And put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Have a good one. Bye.